How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, where today I'm going to do a quick detail on my new lease, my Acura MDX, my 2020 Acura MDX A-Spec. Traded in my TLX A-Spec because I have some plans for the MDX and what it's capable of doing. Maybe a jet ski in the future, who knows. But basically something I can tow a vehicle with, possibly. This towing capacity on this thing is about 5,000 pounds with the trailer hitch and towing kit on it. That's, depending on the trailer, that's still going to be too much for a Camaro, so towing the Camaro is out of the question. But it's a good wheel and tire hauler, and it's super comfortable. I'm going to do a quick detail on it. Like I said, I've kind of walked over the car. It's actually raining out today, which is less than ideal, but this is the day I have to do it. So I've done a walkthrough, and the dealership actually did a really good job. I'm not seeing any major imperfections in the paint. So I'm just going to kind of do a quick once-over polish and then seal it up. What I'm going to be using today is the Orbital polishing kit, cut and polish. Basically, it has, three steps. First of all, you have the two-stage, which would be the cutting pad and then the polishing pad. And then they also have the one-step process, which is their yellow pad. After talking to the guys at Orbital, especially with how soft Acura's paint can be and all of what I have to do today, I'm actually just going to do the one-step with the polish. If I do find any deeper imperfections, I will probably go down to, or go up to the cutting pad and then go from there. But talking to them, they suggested the yellow pad, and based off what I'm seeing with this white diamond pearl, I think that's all I'll need to do. After I get the polish done, I'm going to be using the ammo regimen, which is the ammo reflex. I still have enough left from the last car I did. And then ammo skin. After that all cures, which take a few hours, I will be adding the ammo paste, or ammo cream, sorry. Now it is raining, so this is kind of pointless, but I can't not do it because it looks really good with this on there. I had this on my Camaro a few weeks ago. Oh, it makes the green pop a lot. So like I said, it is raining outside, and I'm going to go once over. I already dried it, but I'm going to go once over with a towel and some Leno's quick detailer. I really like this stuff as far as a quick detailer goes. You spray it on, you wipe it off. There's no streaks, there's no buffing. It's just on and off really quick. I actually use this for my autocross numbers because so I got it mostly dried off. There's areas like down here where I'm not really that concerned about, and the roof. I'll get that later. But when I was drying it off, I could feel some maybe tree sap. So I'm gonna go ahead and clay bar some of it just to get some of those things off of there. It's mostly smooth, but every now and then I can feel a little bump here and there. My guess is it's tree sap from the trees at work. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and clay bar it. Now since it's raining and I'm going to let the car dry off a little bit, I'm going to do the interior first. Normally I do that last, but since I have to drive it home, I want to get the interior clean and then dry it out before I have to dry it home or drive it home. So I'm going to use this PS interior cleaner that I got from Obsessed Garage. I had been using Adam's interior cleaner for a while now, and I really like that. It's got a nice matte looking finish to it, but so does this, and I think this smells a little better. So I've been trying this out on my new car, or the new Camaro, and now I'm going to use it on here. Personally, I like to spray it on the towel and just kind of go from there. It's just got a nice finish to it. Not overly greasy. I've used some interior cleaners that just have a lot of grease to them. I don't really care for that. Oddly enough, as much as I like Leno's garage stuff, I think his interior cleaner was one of those that was just too greasy for my liking. I do actually really like the interior on this car. The infotainment's a little outdated, but this is the outgoing MDX, so there will be a new one in December. Depending on when I upload this, it'll either already be out or soon to be out. One issue I have is with two cats. You tend to track a lot of cat hair into your vehicle. This being no exception, but I like to try and keep that under control. The last car I was able to do it pretty well. I think part of the trick with owning cats or maybe any pet and wanting to keep a nice clean car is not changing until the absolute moment you have to leave. Seems to work out pretty well. So it's actually really clean under here. I'm actually really happy about that. So it doesn't really need a whole lot of cleaning. But what I am going to do is I'm going to spray some Leno's Garage all-purpose cleaner on a towel and wipe it over. And then I'll use, I use tire dressing on this stuff to make it shine a little bit. It evaporates really quick and it doesn't last too long, but you know, it's under the hood. There's not a whole lot under a hood like this that really is showy. It's just a bunch of plastic. Now I use the Leno stuff, but I've also used just honestly household cleaner, general all-purpose household cleaner. Works just fine. I'm pretty much just using this because I have it. Like I said, since this is a new car, it's not very dirty under here. It's only got 500 miles on it, so So yeah, I'm just going to use some tire shine on these plastic pieces. I'm not putting it on anything electrical, just the plastic to give it a nice shine. Once again, I spray right to the towel. I'm just going to go from there. I get like some people have brand loyalty, and that's fine. It's perfectly understandable. For me, and I know some other people like Obsessed Garage, who I've been buying from lately, do your own research, find out what you like, use different things, and just continue to buy what you like. The only thing that sucks about that is I've yet to find one place that has everything I want, which is fine. It just means you have to buy from one or two different websites, or locally if you can find this kind of stuff locally. I know AutoZone near my place has Chemical Brothers. Chemical Guys is a band. Chemical Guys stuff. That's okay. I just haven't really found anything of theirs that I want to use on a regular basis. So part of this should go without saying, but I'm not a professional detailer. I do this for fun, which seems insane. But I do this for fun because I enjoy having a nice clean car. And with that, you know, all I use is this Griot's Orbital Polisher with a 3-inch or 5-inch head on it, so I can use the smaller pads. Reason being is when I bought this, I actually bought this through the guy who actually does the ceramic coating on my other cars, because he said for beginners this is good to go. You're never going to burn through the paint with something like this unless you're like literally holding it there for an hour. So it's very user friendly. And then also the reason I chose the Oberk process was because they didn't have 6 different compounds and 70 different paths to say what you need to use. It's cut and polish. They go together. Or depending on if you want to use cut or polish, which is what I'm going to do. So it's very user friendly for beginner, someone who's learning, but also at the same time, the guy who professionally does my cars uses this stuff. So, granted, he has a more expensive polisher. I think he probably uses Rupes, but for me, it works out great. And for you, if you're beginning, I'm pretty much sure you'll like this. You don't have to go out and spend $450 on a polisher. Maybe I'll get there at some point, but for what little I do, this will be perfect. Well, that's it as far as the polishing goes. The car really didn't need it. I found a few scratches here or there that came out in the doors and in the hood, but other than that, I mean, the car was pretty flawless. Uh, the white diamond pearl on this thing is actually really deep, so it kind of masks some of those things, and it's also white, whereas my TLX was black and showed absolutely everything. So, yeah, now it's time to apply the reflex, and then I believe it takes about an hour to cure, and I'll probably do another layer, wait another hour, and then do the skin. Now, one thing I'm also doing on this is the black trim. As you can see, this car has a bunch of black trim on it, so I'm going to coat those as well. One thing I wish they did on this thing is there's a lot of piano black trim on this thing, except for the rear tailgate has a strip, and then the front grille has like this black chrome. But the PMC MDX, which is the MDX that's built in the NSX factory, does have black. So I might buy those and put those on here. As I'm going through this, one thing I would say is I wish this was a little easier to come out of here. I mean, it comes out, but it does seem to be hard to gauge how much you're getting. And to distribute it evenly. Now I do get it. It is kind of nice because then you don't overuse it. Because you're supposed to be able to apply this 2 or 3 times to a car. So, whatever. So I just got done applying the second layer of ammo reflex. I just did the second layer on the high impact areas. So the front bumper, the hood, the mirrors, A-pillars, and the front of the fenders there. So I did a second layer on those, and I'm going to let that cure now for a little bit. Other than that, it's looking pretty good, and we're slowly getting there. So I just got done cleaning up the wheels. Since I can't go outside, I just kind of used the all-purpose cleaner, and it worked pretty well. And a crappy towel. Make sure that you use something you're not going to want to use again when you're cleaning out brake dust. And then I'm going to use the Chemical Guys Max Coat wheel guard. I used this on a set of NSX wheels I had for my Type R, and I really liked it. Super easy to use. Looks like it needs to be mixed up a little bit. But I'm going to use this turtle wax towel that I got for Christmas. It's not really one I care about, so it'll pretty much do the job I need it to. On there and start spreading it around. I believe you're supposed to wait 15 minutes once applying it for it to come off, so let's see. What else is on here somewhere? apparently it doesn't say on here. But yeah, you're supposed to wait about, I want to say 15 minutes when you apply this. So you basically can go around, coat every wheel, and then come back with a different towel and remove it. Normally what I would like to do personally is I would have the wheels off the car, and I would do the inner barrel as well, but gotta remember this is a lease. I'm probably taking more care of this than normal people would their car that they purchased, rather than it being a lease. So I'm gonna go around and do the other 3. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes, so we'll get a towel and wipe this stuff off. Sometimes I just wish all wheels were like TE37s. Like fat spokes, no frills, just functional. Because they're a lot easier to clean. Forgot that I also use this stuff on my OE Type R wheels. So I pretty much bought the car, took the 20s off of it, coated them, and put them away. Why that car comes with 20s, I understand why they did it, but also I ran 19s on my car, 18s in the winter, because I drove it in the winter, and 19s in the summer. And honestly, I didn't notice an increased amount of torque steer because it didn't have 20s on it. The car already has no torque steer, and I didn't notice it anymore because it didn't have 20s on it. I wish with the 2020 they would have put 19s on it, but they didn't. Still has those 20s with the rubber bands. So be it. Actually, now that I think about it, these are 20s. I think they have the same bolt pattern as the Type R. I don't think it'll clear the brakes though on the Type R. So it's time now to put the skin on. Removed all the reflex, or wiped it down, got the residue off, and now it's time to do the skin. He says on here to apply it and then remove it 1 to 3 minutes afterwards, and 2 coats is best. So I think what I'm going to do is do the whole front, remove it, do the whole front again, remove it, and then continue the process down the line. And one thing I really like about the ammo skin is when you apply it correctly and you get a good coating on there, it wipes off really easy. And keep in mind that the ammo regimen is about protecting the car. So I guess it really doesn't matter that it's raining out, but it is what it is. So realistically, the ammo cream is going to get washed off, on my drive home. But that's it. It's about protecting the car for the future. So that's where I'm at. Kind of show you what we're doing. Just kind of spread it on there. Nice and even, pretty liberally. So yeah, just spread it out liberally and then do the whole car and wipe it off. So to remove the cream, I'm actually using 2 towels. I'm using one to remove most of it, and then I'm going to use another to get the residual. It seems to work because like these towels can fill up really quick with product you're using, so make sure you're flipping them and doing all that stuff. Make sure you keep your eyes out. There's always some residual, and white's generally one of the harder ones to see anything left over. Because even when it dries out, it turns to a white paste, and you still won't see that. So. Nice and clean. Oh, you know, I can honestly say I enjoy doing this as a hobby, but it's also nice to pay someone to do it because it can be a pain. So what I'm getting at is if someone you know who's detailing and is requesting what you think is an astronomical amount of money, it's really not, because to put the time in and the effort to have it done right, and depending on the products that you do it using, yeah, just pay them and don't haggle. Because like I said, as much as I enjoy this, it's a pain. So as you can see, it's very shiny. I mean, the whole thing just looks, you know, about as good as the day I picked up. Honestly, probably a little better. One thing I don't like, and it's not just an Acura or Honda thing, is if you get really close, the paint doesn't match from the metal fender to the bumper. You can't really see it in this light. I can see it. It was the same with my Type R, the whites didn't match, but that'll happen when you have metal and plastic. If you didn't understand, paint reacts differently on both surfaces, so that's why they tend to not match in some areas. Yeah. For today, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, and I will see you all next time. Have a good day.